Hi, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings, and this is going to be the reading for the Aries male for the Valentines season of February 2019. I'm doing a 2-pyramid spread, and it's going to be basically one pyramid is your general energies and the next pyramid is into the love, sex, and romance. I'm mixing the singles and couples together, and we'll see how this goes. So whatever I come out with, I will kind of expand in the areas of singles or couples depending on what I get, and then we'll adapt as we go here. So I have a general male masculine overview card, and then I have at the end I have a card that will help if you have any blocks, so a block card. Okay, so the first card I have is the overall general energies for the Aries male, and it is travel. That may be something that is happening quite frequently over this time in February, March, in the beginning of spring here. February, March, April, that period of time, okay? So that's something that we'll have to keep in mind as we go through. So the first card I get in the pyramid for the general energies is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is about a knight who is rushing forward in caring and loving energies, looking for love. I feel like that's what he's doing, searching for it, right? Now, the next card, the Magician. I feel like this Aries male, okay, the Magician is very singular, very in charge, very much feels in control of what he's going after, knows what he wants, knows how to get it, and whatnot. Magician is very highly tuned to going after what he wants, and he's right on top of the Knight of Cups, so he's going after a love, and he feels very powerful and very like I feel like there's a bit of a lengthy period here where we've looked into this area and we're locked into something. Okay, so the Magician is just really, I feel him sitting there going, okay, so how am I going to incorporate this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to go forward exactly? It's like they've been looking for a while. They know what's going on, okay? To the right is the 8 of Wands. So that's the arrows of love. So we're talking about love, talking about romance. This guy's juiced. He's going off in a direction. Again, travel. This is another travel card. So this guy is, I don't know, it's highly travel in the midst here when we're dealing with love, okay? So there may be someone at a distance here that we're traveling back and forth to see, okay? So that could be prominent in your field here. The next card I get is Judgment. And I feel like Judgment. Yeah, the Judgment is coming off here as being something that's very like intuitively led here. Like we're getting guidance from our intuition about how to go forward here. It's under the Magician, so we have our own knowledge about what we need to do and what we're going to do forward. And I feel like that's in along with the input of what's going on universally, meaning intuition is also having a play here for this guy's attention now. Yeah, the next card we get is the 8 of Swords. So we got the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Swords connected. So there's something about 8 here. Now, there's something this guy ain't seeing when it comes to his love and what he's going after. I feel for this, I'm going to go on the singles ride here first. I feel for the singles, this guy's going in a direction, he feels quite fired up, okay? Because the Eight of Wands is kind of about passion and whatnot. He's fired up, feeling very in control of where and what he's going after. Judgment is here saying, you know, we got some intuitive skills we're going to give you on top of that. And I feel like definitely in the love direction, the Eight of Swords, is something going on here he's not seeing, or something that he's trying to figure out that he feels blocked from this. I feel like this has to do with the direction he's going in love. The Eight of Swords is limited to what he sees. His own belief systems are kind of holding him back here from something that he wants, okay? This is behind the Judgment, so yeah, this guy has to give in to his intuition in order to understand fully what is being limited to. I feel like there's an intuition here going, yeah, we want this and we need this. And then there's his plan, we want this and need this. And there's an imbalance here of something because of the way he believes things should be or relationships should be. Something that needs to go there in order to be free-flowing in this direction. But nonetheless, the next card we get is the Four of Pentacles. And in this deck, the Four of Pentacles is really about discoveries. I posted to me not is about discovering something. And like, if we're bound by the Eight of Swords, so some kind of belief system that we hold that we can get rid of, by the way. It is just ingrained in us fairly deep. I feel like time will come here where we're going to discover something that will help us get through this block that we're having, okay? Now, the next row is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is like this whole one side is Ace of Cups, Judgment, Magician, and Knight of Cups. It's all sandwiched in the love direction. So this guy is not looking at anything else but love here. He is feeling highly charged in that way. Next card is the High Priestess. Very much, there's a lot of intuition going through to this man. Very much something he has to take into account. I think he's leaning. All of his energy is kind of going, filtering in this way. Kind of a reluctance to want to dip into that. Not enough trust here, but for the most part, I think there's a lot flowing through to him, a lot he's realizing, and I think this is also going to awaken him somewhat as well, these little spurts of information that's coming through. The next card we get on the lower level here is the Two of Pentacles. So there's something here that he has to balance out in order to become in alignment with his goal here, which is obviously a romantic partner in some way. Now the last card we get on the pyramid, the corner of the pyramid can be swiped away, is the Seven of Swords. Now the Seven of Swords is about sneaky behavior. It's interesting because the Seven of Swords is looking directly at the Two of Pentacles and the juggling. So we're juggling something here that we may not have a clear way of moving forward. Now, it could be another person in a relationship, though we don't have characters prominent here as to where that sits. I'm not going to pull no more cards because there's basically an energy here of some sneakiness coming about, but I feel like it really has to do with an imbalance this man is seeing and believing in, okay, that is taking away his power. Really, ultimately, this belief system or the way that he is thinking about things that he knows is not right. Because that Seven of Swords takes away the fact this guy's not doing, is doing things without his own knowledge. He knows full well what he's doing, but he's going in that direction and he's kind of got his blinders on. But as he goes in this direction where he's sneaking around a little bit in whatever direction that is, okay, if this applies to you, you're going to know what it is. The Four of Pentacles is connected to that, signifying here that there is going to be a discovery along the path of what you need to do and how you need to attack this. Because at the head of everything, the arrows of love are coming to this man. So this is dipping into the singles, so that we may watch here. We have someone that's too heavily dating, meaning attached, that they are not completely single and they're juggling more than one. Okay, that's the scenario. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So you got to be careful. But it may just be because it's on the right side on the corner. It can be batted off quite easily. It could fall away quite easily, that energy of trickery. So I feel like there's a balance here that wants to be set. And I feel like this guy's coming from a lot of intuition telling him what to do. And love is on the other side, and that can be batted away as well. So it's interesting that we got head to head here. We got an Ace of Cups and a Seven of Swords. But overall, there's some love coming in, and there's some intuition about that love. And there's also the Eight of Swords, where we're just not quite seeing everything the way it needs to be seen, but it may be because of our belief system, not necessarily what someone else is keeping from us, that kind of thing. So keep that in mind. So that's the general energies, okay? This guy's looking for love. He's feeling quite in charge and in control of things. And the arrows of love coming at him. And there's a lot of travel around this guy. It may be someone at a distance as well. There's a lot of intuition coming forth to things, to change things. I feel like the intuition is trying to change the direction of your beliefs here in some way. You're having a feeling about, I feel like it has to do with the love or the idea of love or ideas of a partner coming in. Now we need to discover something about that, because that's kind of something we got to keep in check. The Ace of Cups is here reminding us that there's love here. High Priestess is here saying we got a lot of knowledge that we're working from intuitively. And the Two of Pentacles is saying we got to balance some things out. And it may just be that this guy is like a workaholic, and so he cannot balance work and private life. But on the same end here, we got the Seven of Swords staring head to head at the Two of Pentacles. So we're basically saying whatever's out of balance here, and I think he knows what that is. The Seven of Swords is like trying to keep that in check, right? And I feel like he's trying to keep it in check when he knows that it's something that may not be in the best interest to keep in check. Nonetheless, those are the general energies, okay? Now we're going to get into the love and sex side of things. So first card I get on the romance is Seven. Is the, well, it's travel card, but it's also the Chariot, right? And when we're talking about romance here, there is a sense, I always attribute to this card, a sense of removal from a partner. And I'm getting a sense here, because we have trickery, I'm getting a sense that we're removed from a partner, but we may have one in our midst, okay? So that's simply what's going on here. There's some kind of a struggle here. We may be two ways of thinking about two partners, or two individual ways of thinking about how to deal with a partner. Okay, so that's the love card. Now on the sex side, what goes on top of that Chariot is the Nine of Pentacles. And in the Nine of Pentacles on the sex deck, talks about obsession, okay? So that may be the thing here. We may be in some light relationships that we're feathering in, or we may have one person that we're very obsessed with, but I feel a sense of, I don't feel like we're connecting on all levels. I feel like we're admiring, but we're not getting into we're not in an actual relationship, is the sense I get for the single, okay? Yeah, so interesting enough. There's an obsession here, and then the Chariot talks about being removed. To me, that's about removed, going above an instinct here. We're removed from someone, feeling a high attraction to that person, but that's all I get from those cards. So the next line here, the romance card, is the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is about moving forward to someone and expressing loving feelings forward, okay? So having some great grand gestures. They're going grand gestures we want to make forward to someone, okay? So it's like, yeah, you want to be very overt and bring yourself forward and say, yes, I like you and I appreciate you and I want to go forward, that kind of thing. So very overt. very overt. Showing affection to someone forward, okay? And then on the sex side, we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is a fire energy, so that may be an Aries, Leo, or a Sag. Shows someone basically showing their stuff, strutting their stuff, right, in front of a male. So she's showing off to him. So that may be something that's going on here. We may be in the flirt zone lightly. I feel for the singles, that's what's going on. And because of that, I feel that this guy is really getting sprung by this. It's really inspiring her. Like, it's on both sides, right? So there's a guy, you know, that's showing interest. He is, because they're basically giving me two cards with opposing interest. So the Four of Cups is showing the man bowing down to the woman, and then the Queen of Wands is showing the woman showing it off for the man. So it seems like there's a mutual attraction here on a physical level, absolutely. Okay, so the next card we get is the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups initially is about wishes and dreams fulfilled, although this card is confusing because we have a woman here that is being kind of fawned over by a man, but she didn't look so happy. So what's going on? So I feel like there's a sense here, if you're a masculine, of being titillated and tantalized, but you got to watch your partner, that they're sharing that in with you, right? If they're going through the same process, because it's always the sense I get is I'm getting what I want, but the partner may not be getting what they want, right? The person on the other side may not be getting what they want. So a sense of needing to look for that. Now, as we go into, it's interesting, we're getting a lot of, this is 3 nines here. We get the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. So, nines are very close to completions. So we may have someone here who is in close to completing one relationship and jumping into another, like they're single, but not quite yet done with the first one, I feel, or stringing someone along and then going, you know, and then someone else piquing their interest, because that's really the sense I get here through this reading, is that there's someone here, there's an interest being piqued, okay? That's what I'm getting. So then on the Nine of Cups, there's that wish, but watch for your partner that they may not be as interested as you are. And then on top of that, we have the Nine of Swords, which is talking about sex and being intimate, but we have the black cat running through their legs, meaning that watch, because there's a sense of darkness here of one person pulling from the other, okay, which is again reiterated in the Nine of Cups, even though it's a 9, okay, and we're close to having that great stuff going on. It's ominous of things that aren't completely fully, you know, accepted on both ends here. There's a sort of truth to the right of the couple, and that's the sense I'm getting here, is we got to expose the truths in order to clear up the little darkness that they have crawling in the corner. Because I feel like if we're completely truthful and honest, and I get a sense from this woman, she's not being completely truthful and honest, and that's why she's unhappy, because she doesn't know how to say it to the partner. So it's almost like there's a secret here that's waiting to be uncovered, but the guy seems to be happy with everything. He's overjoyed, but the woman is on the side here. There's something going on, okay? So the last row we dip into, we have the Sun card, 19. So again, when I see the Sun card, I feel the distance between this couple that's trying to get together. The sun is there. The sun is illuminating, and I feel like though there's a distance between this couple, it may be a good pairing nonetheless, because it's all about joy, happiness, and whatnot, right? So there's that. And then on top of that, we have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is about a couple. Take it as it resonates, right? You could have both partners in this union. Both of them may have had heartbreak in the past. They may be going through heartbreak and found a partner, okay? And that's the sense I get, is that this man, there's a wand of passion between these two, but there's a sense that these two have been through the mill, right? And I feel like they're both kind of at the same resonance. So they're taking care of each other, helping each other get over something in the past, right? And I feel like this is mutual. Why? Because of the four of cups and the Queen of Wands. Because each person is trying to work with the other and, you know, work in that energy to bringing yourself forward, right? So you're working to turn someone on, and he's working to turn it on as well. And then the Nine of Wands is just getting together with that and soothing each other, right? Getting to the point where we're caring for each other, nurturing each other. That's what I wanted to say. Spitting it out. So the next card is the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is about, you know, being content with your partner and comfortable, I feel, is really what this romance card wants to say with all the cats sitting there, is there's an extreme sense of comfort that these two people give each other, okay? On top of that is the Seven of Swords. So that's interesting because the Seven of Swords is about no sexual contact. So we got the Nine of Swords here and the Nine of Wands, but no sexual contact. So is that what's going on here? So do we have a long distance affair that hasn't been able to really get things motoring? I feel like that may be what it is, and that may be why the woman is upset here, because she's not able to physically get together. That could very well be the thing, okay? So the Nine of Wands, though, is attending to each other, but they're not in undress. They're not physical. Like they're in the picture, they're, you know, holding each other and whatnot. But you can absolutely have with these cards a sense of not being physical yet, okay? So maybe over this time, it's very much a long distance thing where we're feeling very content, but we're not quite, either we're not having sex for one reason or another, or we're not having sex because of distance, okay? The last card we have here is the Four of Pentacles. So that's interesting because that kind of wraps it up, okay? The Four of Pentacles is about a secret admirer, okay? So someone who's in the background and overlooking this woman, right? So again, we have an obsession here and a want to get into the, but I feel like we're ending on this card, so it's not yet done. This man is fawning over someone, kind of has a game plan here, not quite sure how to go about it, but he has not come forth to her yet. This is the sense I'm getting if we're talking about singles. I'll go over it again here with the couples. And then on top of the four, the romance, we get the sex card is the Five of Pentacles. So that's interesting because that says to me that this man, he may be at a distance at this point, but he's going to make damn sure he gets in there soon. Because the Five of Pentacles is about the whining and dining and romancing and going forward and showing affections in a physical way, okay? I think the Seven of Swords is here with the 10 to signify that there's contentment here in this even though they're distant, there's contentment here, but we haven't quite solidified yet. We haven't consummated, whatever you want to call it. We haven't gotten to the nitty-gritty yet. But this man is planning on doing that. So over the Valentine's season, right, February, March, this man plans to go forward and have, you know, the date or whatever, that kind of thing. That's the sense I get. So that is for the singles. Now, I'm not going to go over the general energies because basically when we're talking about a couple here, the Knight of Cups is dealing with love, bringing love forward, feeling very powerful in needing to do that. Now, the Eight of Wands is about travel. That could be and include your partner, okay? Now, Judgment, there's some instinct coming forward to this man in the relationship. The Eight of Swords, he's not seeing it. This is what I'm getting. There is something here to help discover things forward from your relationship. The Ace of Cups is about love Again, surrounded by the High Priestess and Judgment, which is all that intuition, all the universal energy wanting to come forth to illuminate. And then there's the Two of Pentacles, which is the balancing out, and the sneakiness, which is the Seven of Swords. So we got to balance something in our relationship here, something that we feel and we know is out of whack, okay? So as we move into the love and sex cards for the couples, we have the Chariot and the Nine of Pentacles. So the Chariot, again, symbolizing a distance in the relationship is what I'm getting from the couples here. Nine of Pentacles is about obsession. Now, we could be obsessing about something that our partner carries that is creating a distance in the relationship. Could be obsessing about sex. We could be obsessing about their looks in a way that is creating a distance within the relationship. Okay, this is flowing a little heavier for the couples. So you got to watch, because there's a sense here, and I don't feel it's out of the relationship. I feel it's inside the relationship. We have something we're obsessive about, and again, it might be the act itself that we're wanting it more than the partner, obsessing a little too much on that, or something about the partner that they are obsessing about. They're kind of going overboard with, that they're either in conflict about. I don't feel it's in conflict. I feel like they're really just juiced about it and they want to go forward with it, but the partner's not okay. Okay, on a certain level, I feel like it's just about to be discovered. So when we go to the second level for the couples, the Four of Cups is about accommodating the partner, trying to bring out what they want from that partner is what I'm getting. Queen of Wands, partner's coming back. It's working, right? So he's laying on the charm. She's bringing it in the bedroom, and it's all, you know, groovy. Now, next card we go to is the Nine of Cups, and that talks about the wishes and the dreams. And again, I feel the male is happy here, or the Aries male is happy here. The partner is in question, they said. Then we have the Nine of Swords, which is, you know, in the bedroom, I feel like there's some things here that are either the Aries male is trying to bring out in his partner, or he's trying to bring out in himself towards his partner. Okay, now as we move down to the last row here, we have the Sun card. And the Sun card just kind of predicts to me with the couples that this is okay, this is all right, it should be okay, but we're somehow here, the Nine of Wands brings out the sense that we need to talk to the partner about it. We need to either assure the partner or simply discuss things. I feel like this is kind of like the wounded warrior guy. You know, the guy, the girl, it's both of them. They're both trying to tend to each other, and they both have wounds and issues to deal with. I feel like it's highly aspected that they deal with these issues together. But I feel like one of the partners, I feel like it's the female or the male, the partner outside of the Aries male. I feel like that partner is either not coming forward or not feeling comfortable coming forward or hasn't discussed it. Okay, next card is the Ten of Cups, and it's like all around here we're content. We feel good about a lot in this relationship. I feel like it can't really get any better. But in the bedroom, the Seven of Swords, there's something turning the partner off and they're not communicating it. Okay, so for the partnered relationships, not communicating it forward, I feel like it's the partner of the Aries male and they're not bringing it forward. Something's out of whack, not bringing it forward. We end on the Four of Pentacles. Now, for the couples, this is interesting. Then we go to the Five of Pentacles, and that's an advancement. So actually what they're giving me here is that, yeah, okay, so we're going into a sense here where we're not having any sex. Again, the Sword of Truth is very prominent here in the reading. So we have that Sword of Truth. We have everything going on except sex at one point. And then I feel like the Four of Coins in the relationship is about the man feeling distant from the female because of that no sex thing. So there's something happened here, or somebody's got a situation where they're attuned, something in the bedroom is shut down for a period of time here. But then the Five of Pentacles comes out, and the man does his magic again. He goes back to the Four, and then she becomes the Queen, and then they start working their magic again. So maybe just a rough spot. But again, I feel like there's something here that the Aries male is tapped into that really gets him going. But it may not, or there's something about it that the female is not quite translating with here. Maybe the Aries male is coming forth with his desires, and it's just not sitting well with the partner. Okay, that's the only thing I can really make from all of this, is that there's something that's been changed up in the bedroom a bit, or something that's been brought forth as a want or a like, or a passion, bringing out passion, that it just doesn't sit well with the partner. And I feel like it needs to be discussed so that it can be diffused, I feel, is the thing. I don't feel it'll be a great combustible thing, but I feel like one partner's just not in gear with it, and I feel like their silence is kind of like bringing them to the point where they're kind of agreeing by omission, right? Because they're not talking about it, it's an agreement. And I think that they need to let their partner know, the Aries male, they need to let him know that it's, you know, it's not okay, or can we adjust things, or this doesn't sit well with me. Just a gab session, strictly saying what, you know, why you're uncomfortable or whatnot. Like, again, I feel like, you know, feelings may get hurt. I mean, depends how sensitive you are. But I think overall here, if someone's not happy, I don't think the Aries male wants to make the person unhappy. They want to, but because they're not talking about it, they're thinking it's groovy, so they keep going with it. And that's going to end up, maybe that's what ended up being the Seven of Swords situation, where we're not, you know, we're doing it and not mentioning anything about our not liking it, and then it just keeps going. So then we just stop having it all together, and they need to discuss why. I think that's what's going on here. So for the couples, very much clued in here as to something in the bedroom that this Aries man is kind of taken to another level, or expanding or whatnot, and it's just not transferring well to the partner. Now, overall, we have a block card that I have, and I bring that out of the, what is it? Power of Surrender cards. The block card I have for the Aries male is Surrender to Trust. I feel that trust for the singles is wrapped around the fact that, you know, we might be, you know, trying to wean ourselves out of a relationship here and move in. We're seeing something highly, you know, attractive in someone else, so we're kind of trying to make that leap. And I feel like the trust comes in that, you know, if you are in a situation where you're trying to leave someone and go to another one, is to kind of trust your instinct to go in that direction, the new direction. So that's really what energetically, if it's not working, it's not working. We need to kind of break. And I feel like this man's stretching it as far as he can go until he solidifies that master plan. And they're going, oh, trust that this will be good for you, no matter. So just, you know, go to the next relationship. So the trust there on the single side is trust to let go, so you can go clearly in a new direction. I feel like that's where the Seven of Swords sits, is this man's just trying to drag this one along until he's got that other one in his hand, you know. So that's that. That's about trust, right? Trusting that the other side is the other side is greener, type thing. Now for the couples, Surrender to Trust. I feel like is trust in your partner to handle the information, and even though it may sting or whatever a little bit, I think you will get along better having gone through that and said that, because I feel like the need to trust the partner with the information is all you have, right? Because or at least I feel like, you know, if we got all this instinct hitting, I feel like this man kind of knows on a certain level, but he's going through, and the Nine of Swords kind of picks up on that as well. When we got the Nine of Swords hanging out, it's like there's a dark energy there of knowing instinctively, but not drawing the line and saying, you know, are you okay with that? I feel like he's kind of bulldozing through that. I feel like that's the black cat. It's like, I'm getting what I want, and I'm not going to listen to, you know, my instinct in that way. I feel in the bedroom he's reluctant. But I think if the partner sits down and says, you know what, I don't like this, or this explains what's going on, I think that he'll make smooth headway there. So trusting the partner for the couples, and trusting to let go for the singles or lightly dating and mingling, that kind of thing. Because I feel like the Two of Pentacles is about trying to juggle more than one relationship at once, even though they know, you know, there's systematic up and down here. I feel like he just hasn't let that go yet. So overall, there's some travel involved with this man over the February season. Maybe for some of the singles to go and travel to, you know, see some of these lovers, or just simply having an eye on someone for sure that piques their interest, but not yet letting go of another one, is kind of the sense I'm getting for that, for the Aries male. So that's for the February season. I'm saying spring-ish, but February, March, that kind of time zone here, kind of blocked right in. Feel like he's highly revved to find and feel love, but we're just kind of dabbling in a little bit here that it may get, you know, it may get heightened here if we don't make the right decision. Yeah, and then for the couples again, having a situation where we're kind of obsessive about something in the bedroom, and we need to communicate with our partner a little more and make sure that they're on the same page as we are. Because I think that's what's going on here, is the partner is not volunteering this information. We're getting instincts, but we're not listening because the partner's not bringing it up. So the partner has to bring it up. But if they're not bringing it up, then maybe you should go to them and say, look, are you okay with this? This is okay, you know. Because I feel like the Aries male here in a couple is kind of dabbling in an area where they're experimenting a little bit. And it may not, like I said, on all levels be connecting. You just might have to tweak it a little bit. Just move it, you know, just a little bit to the left. And then it'll be okay, that kind of thing. So hopefully that helps you over the over the romance month here of February and into March. Because that's about what we're looking at here. I'm going to be going over more in my Facebook group, Infinity Readings and Reviews. So if you're interested in that, that is where I hang out during my times in between my videos here seasonally on YouTube. So if you're looking for more information, look in there, because that's where I'll be hanging out. So for the Valentines season, that is the reading for the Aries male, single and coupled. So hopefully that helps you. Take care, have fun, and be kind.